Sports by Damien, Zoom Chronicle with head bowling coach at Shaw University, Joe Williams. Coach Williams, thanks for taking some time out of your busy day to join us.
You're welcome. No problem. Thanks for having me here.
And we were talking a little bit before we started this, how, if you're not a football coach or a basketball coach, you may not get a lot of attention, at certain colleges. But I just want to let you know that if you are a bowling coach like Coach Williams, I give you some love. It's not a problem. But I digress. Coach Williams, you've already had two CIAA roundup events, one back in November and then one at the end of January. So this season squad, assess where you're at right now in the season.
Right now, this season squad, I think we got a good chance at winning the championship this year. I've looked at some of the other teams and everything, and the way that these ladies are bowling, their heart, their competitive nature, they are definitely ready and willing to put in the work to get to the championship.
And now you're talking championships, and now you're talking my language, Coach.
Okay.
You're talking team championships, you're talking individuals, or you bringing them all back to Raleigh?
We're talking team championships. Brooke Smith right now is our highest average bowler. She's a freshman, just came in this year, 179.6, highest average in the whole conference. She led the league the last event we had with all the awards, newcomer, high average, high game. So she's really setting the bar and leading the team this year.
And when we talk about, a lot of people may not know, Coach, HBCUs, they're very prevalent in the bowling community in college. So if you were a prospective student athlete and you wanted to, maybe get in contact with Coach Williams about bowling, how do you go about recruiting a player?
A lot of times, a lot of your youth leagues that we have, like any of your 7-1 youth programs, that's one of the best ways to get recruited. I always tell anybody I come across, if you're interested in getting into bowling, go ahead and build you like a YouTube profile or bowling resume page. And that way a lot of coaches can see what you do whenever you're bowling and everything. And therefore, whenever you submit your name and everything, if they do a search, like either on Facebook or if they do it on YouTube or any social media sites, which is what I use a lot of the times to find bowlers, that's the best way for me to find you.
You're talking about social media sites. You're talking about Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, right. All those social media sites. So if you're listening, when you see this interview, if you're a bowler, if you got game, Coach Williams is looking on these social media sites. Now, you talk about these roundups and your freshman, Brooke Smith, being one of your strongest bowlers. So as a team, what are your strengths? Are you collectively?
Collectively, as we're doing really well. Over the last couple of events, Fayetteville is our number one. It's number one in our division. We've beaten them at least 3 out of 4 out of 5 matches in Bakers. And the way it works right now with the Bakers matches is that it's total pins. So anybody can get hot and have one high game. So let me explain what Bakers is first. So Bakers is you have 5 girls bowling and each one bowls a frame, 1 through 5, and then they start back over 6 through 10. So that's a Bakers match. So it's really a team effort. You can't say, well, there's a weak link or anything right here. You got to have each other and hold each other accountable. And basically have each other's back when it comes down to Bakers and matches. So over the last 2 events, we've actually outscored them, basically total pins and everything, but they have one good high game, and that puts them, that one good high game has enough pins to let them win the match. Case in point, when we bowled them back in November, I think they only beat us by 17 pins, when on average, they could blow us out by a lot more than that. But this team is right there. They're competing with them and staying right there with them every step of the way.
Now, Coach Williams just gave everyone an education on bowling. Now, I consider myself a pretty good bowler. I bowled a 300 one time, Coach, minus 50.
Okay.
So minus 50 times 2. So
okay.
I'm not very good at bowling, but you just gave everybody a lesson in bowling like Bakers. A Bakers match is, multiple bowlers bowling in a match. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Collectively as a team, you have to be strong to win total pins in Bakers matches.
That is correct. And basically, whenever you got a team, it's basically if you put together, like if your first bowler throws a strike, your second bowler throws a strike, and they keep feeding off each other's momentum, that's going to keep that momentum going. Because a lot of times the girls are like, well, I'm not going to mess this up, because they don't want to be the one to break that streak from going. And so they're going to feed off of each other's energy and get hype and keep it going.
Again, we're talking to head bowling coach at Shaw University, Joe Williams. And Coach Williams, what's your next event? What's the up next for Shaw?
Our next event is February the 17th through the 19th in Fayetteville, which will be the roundup. So during this event, we'll be bowling against the northern schools, the Bowies, the Elizabeth City, the Virginia States, and Virginia Union schools.
And are these events open to the public, or they're on campus, or they're open to the public?
They're open to the public. They're going to be at the Fayetteville Bowling Center, so anybody can come in and support.
So if you want to support Coach Williams, if you are a potential bowler, maybe you're looking at Shaw as a school you want to go to and possibly bowl at, next event is in Fayetteville. For more information on that, everybody can go to shawbears.com, correct?
That is correct.
Coach Williams, I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I just wanted to touch bases, and I know that we will touch bases after your next event. I want to, see how everyone did, especially Moosh Arundel. I wanted to call, I didn't want to get anybody's name right. I wanted to say Doricia, but you said just call her Moosh.
Right. And she really did really well this weekend. She actually came down with a cold, acute bronchitis, but she actually fought through like a champ, and she bowled really, really well this weekend, held it in there for the team. Lorena Gonzalez bowled really well. She's really stepped her game up this year. Nakari Smith brought her average back from a 160 to a 170 average this past weekend. So all the girls contributed and helped the team out and actually pulled together to win the events we needed to win.
Well, Coach Williams, I thank you for taking some time out and joining us, and good luck on your next roundup. And, championships is the mark, and we want to see you bring it home to Raleigh.
Thank you. And we're going to do our best to do that. And I've got a feeling that this team is the team that can do it. And I'm looking forward to definitely bring it back home to Raleigh.
Thank you for your time, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it.